to Biden's demands. Instead of giving control of the border back to federal agents, Texas is installing even more razor wire to crack down on the invasion.
Fox's Brooke Singman reporting Texas has no plans to reopen Shelby Park today. 25 states, though, in lockstep with the Lone Star State.
Since he's taken office, we've seen 10 million illegal migrants come into this country. And that's 10 times more than the population of our state, Montana.
Montana Governor Greg Gianforte on the bottom line. A court in Moscow extends the pretrial detention of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich until March, meaning he will spend at least a year behind bars in Russia, picked up for spying. He and the U.S. government claims they are false. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Shall we do this in lockstep? TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And it's almost hot out there, isn't it?
I know. I thought it was going to be a little bit cooler than what it was, but it's nice. I'm not complaining.
No, I'm not complaining either.
Not at all.
Officially, the temperature at the New River Air Station is 66 degrees. It feels warmer here. It's cooler in the house than it is outside. It's kind of weird.
Yes. It was 68 on my truck.
And we certainly do not have the air conditioner on.
Yeah. No. Oh, we don't need it. We're good.
Well, and, that's just saving us money.
Yes, it is.
This weather, no air conditioning, no heat. We're good to go. Not burning any wood either. So I'm
could afford a few more eggs with the savings we're getting off electricity.
There you go. So anyway, what we got coming up later on in the show, we have a state representative coming on, and he's running for the labor commissioner's job.
Yes.
That's what he wants to do.
Right.
I don't know how long he's been in office, but apparently he's been making a lot of headway in the state legislature.
Yes.
One of the more outspoken individuals there.
Right. He's I know him, and usually when I needed information pertaining to the House, I would call him.
Why did you call him? We got 3 representatives from Onslow County.
He always answers the phone.
Oh.
Or calls me back.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
he's really a very nice young man and very informative. Anytime I needed information, I could go to him.
Yeah. Today in Onslow County, we have a forum going on, right?
Yes, we do.
And
where'd that paper go?
Yeah,
I had the times on it.
10 o'clock, the
10
first
o'clock,
one.
yes.
And the
To
first
12.
is
Board of Education.
Yep. So the candidates for the running for the Board of Education or re-election to the board are invited. I don't know how many will show up.
Okay, I told you wrong. Candidates for the Onslow County Board of Education is 10 to 11:30.
Okay.
Candidates for the commissioners is 12:30 to 2. And candidates for the NC House of Representative District 14 is 2 to 3.
Yeah. District 6 has no Republican opposition, right?
Right. Well, no, he does.
He does?
Carson Smith, he does.
Oh,
he
yeah,
has
that's
that
right.
lady from Sneeze Ferry.
That's not 16 though, but that's
Yeah, that is 14 is George Cleveland, 15 is Phil Shepard, and 16 is Carson Smith.
Yeah.
I will verify.
anyway. There is some opposition for the state house. There's nothing for the Republican opposition for the Senate, state Senate.
Not during the primary.
Yep, that's Republican opposition. So
Right.
Yes.
Well,
We'll see
that's
how
what
that
you
goes.
said, yes.
And then next week, the Swansboro Chamber of Commerce is putting on a similar forum.
Yes.
Thought it was a week after next.
Yeah. Week after.
Is it a week after?
Yes.
2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Depends on how you look at the calendar.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Yes.
And got a caller already this morning. Let's see if I can get this thing to work. Good morning. Who's this?
Robin.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's Robin.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. You on a speakerphone or some kind of other wireless device?
No, I've got it up to my ears. But let me just. Is that better?
Yep, that's a little bit better. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
just wanted to call in. I was going to call in yesterday, but I wanted to answer Joy that called in about information that the commissioners get, and how much time do we have prior to the meeting to discuss the items that are on the agenda. Suffice to say, we get the agenda a complete packet at least 10 days prior to the meeting, and 10 days to a week prior to the meeting, and we get a very detailed agenda package.
Okay.
Not with only the agenda, but every item on there. So during that time frame, all have questions, they can pick up the phone and call our county manager, other commissioners, so they can find out exactly what the details are. And the agenda package is very detailed. It explains everything in there per issue, whether it's a grant or if it's funding of some sort or if it's a rezoning issue. So I just wanted to chime in and answer Joy and let her know that we do get the information ahead of time. I think we do have the opportunity to review it, discuss it, and that's standard for some time because our office makes sure that the agenda is released in time for all of us to see it, review it, and possibly discuss it if we need to. So I just wanted Joy to understand that, and I hope that clarifies her question as to how much leeway we have prior to a meeting to discuss an item.
Okay. Sounds good. A week to 10 days, you get the whole pack, right?
Yes, sir. We get the whole package. It's a detailed package. Our clerk sends it to all the commissioners, and we have a chance to read it. There have been times where there have been some issues or some agenda items that I've researched. If I had questions, I would pick up the phone and call our county manager or call some fellow commissioners.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So,
Robin, thank you, sir.
all right. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Okay. So that should clear that one up. Each of the commissioners, if they read their packets in advance, they have it a week to 10 days before the meeting.
Yes.
So they know what's coming up unless something last minute comes up, of which they'll get an email for that, I'm sure. But so, there's no reason to go into a meeting with your blinders on.
Right.
You should have some idea of you will have an idea of what's going on as long as you do your homework.
Correct.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Joy, that should clear that one up.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. What else is happening?
Well, at the Albert J. Ellis Airport, starting from February 5th to February 9th, from 9 to 12 and then 1 to 5, they are hosting a TSA pre-check enrollment for anybody that wants to be approved for TSA pre-check. And it helps them to do shorter check-in, and you don't have to take your shoes, jackets, laptops, and liquid and all that stuff apart and off and everything else. They did it in November, so they're doing it again in February. They said
Cost you $78.
Yeah. And what you have to do is show citizenship, fingerprints, and a photo. And after the in-person enrollment, they will get their known traveler number in 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
And to do that benefit, you have to have your known traveler number added to when you make your flight reservations.
Yes.
So, and they said to visit, travelers are encouraged to visit www.tsa.gov/precheck and enroll early due to a limited number of appointments.
Yeah. You got to kind of make an appointment because it's not
and it's a 5-year membership.
It could be standing room only.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. I've got something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Couple
It's a
things
good thing
similar
if
to
you
that.
fly a lot.
Yeah, it is. And especially, I've got something that allows me to go to the head of the line when you get back into Atlanta. Because when I come in at nighttime into Atlanta,
Yeah, I know.
and you have to go through that zigzag line that takes an
know.
hour to
Yes,
go through.
it does. Yes.
I've got another line that I go through.
Nice.
So
I like it.
yeah, me too. It's much more easier. But yeah, some of y'all might want to look into that too. That program takes a while to get approved for it. But I did it. Robbie and I got it, and it really pays off.
Yeah.
And especially if you got a flight that takes off not too long after the flight that you
Correct.
just arrived on
Yes.
gets there.
I agree with that.
Down in Alabama,
Mhm.
history was made last night.
It was.
58-year-old guy. His name is Kenneth Eugene Smith.
Mhm.
He was executed using nitrogen gas, which a lot of people are screaming and hollering about. Supreme Court said, don't scream and holler anymore. It's one and done, and he is one and done, Mr. Smith. This method, it starts out with a face mask over your entire face, and they're pumping straight up air into you, and you're breathing there for a while. And then they slowly increase the level of nitrogen, decreasing the level of oxygen that you're getting, and then you will die. I don't know what time they started the procedure. You follow that a little bit, Lee.
It was over with.
He was dead at 8:25. He actually died.
Yeah, they pronounced death at
Mm-hmm. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled for the second time in the same number of days that the state could proceed with using nitrogen hypoxia to execute Smith, refusing to block the nation's first execution by a new method since 1982. Now, this dude, he and a couple of other guys
Mhm.
were arrested, charged with killing a woman in 1988.
Mhm.
The woman was a minister's wife. The minister hired them to do it, and he committed suicide shortly after she died.
I'm still freaked out about that they buried him with her.
Well, I
I'd be
don't think
digging
they
him up.
knew what the
Yes.
case was at the time.
Probably not, but I think since then I would be digging them up, putting them someplace else.
Well, this guy that just got killed and his partner, the partner was his name was
One of
John
them.
Parker. According to this, it was two men convicted. Him and the guy that died yesterday, and the other guy was executed in 2010.
Yes.
They were each paid $1,000 to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
The husband was in debt and wanted the life insurance. The husband killed himself when the investigation focused on him as a suspect. What they did was she was killed on March 18th of 88, 8 stab wounds in the chest and 1 on each side of her neck.
That would
You're
get you to
telling
death
me
penalty.
that this,
They beat her also, yes.
yeah, that this right here was cruel and unusual?
Nope, it's not.
Please.
It's
No.
payback.
Not even remotely.
Yeah, Rayford and I were talking about it before air this morning, and he was giving out the heart signs and I love you to people, and I was saying I probably would have given a sign back too, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been the heart.
New York salute.
I'm just like, wow.
This got attention around the execution.
It's a new method.
There are other states that has been approved by their states, at
Mhm.
least 3, I think.
Okay.
But Alabama is the first one there, so they're leading the pack here. I don't know how long this will continue. This was his attorney said they're using this man, my client, as a guinea pig. Well, yeah, sorta, kinda.
Well, apparently they tried to kill this guy before.
Yeah,
and
2 years ago,
lethal injection, and they
and it
court
failed.
botched it. I don't even know how that even
They,
happened.
I
kept,
don't know
they
either.
couldn't find a vein, and they kept poking and trying to find a vein. And
There were
then
several
they
others
Well,
just
they
that
should have
stopped.
tried
did
8
the same.
times. No, 9 times. No, 10 times. They should have tried 10 times, 1 time for every time they stabbed that lady.
That works.
Yeah.
And, just go straight to the heart. Why do you have to go to the vein somewhere? Just stick that needle right into the heart
Yeah.
and load it up. What's the problem?
I like at times you should be killed in the same manner you killed your victim.
Mm.
Well, that's just me.
Yeah. Well,
Well, doesn't the Bible say an eye for an eye?
That's it.
yeah, but
I don't know exactly if that means like that, but absolutely.
Yeah, it's a very debatable subject. Very debatable.
You know, and like the son said, he stayed on death row or whatever twice as long as that kid knew his mama.
Yeah.
absolutely. Anyway, good morning. Who's this? Phil? Hey, Phil. How are you?
good. If they couldn't find an ID, it's called for like in the field and in the hospital for people that they can't find a vein. They can do like an IO where they drill right into your bone. They should have done that.
Uh-huh.
I never heard of that.
I haven't either.
Well, they're saying in the 2020 attempt, it lasted over 4 hours. Physical pain and psychological
Oh,
torment,
boo-hoo.
including post-stress disorder.
Once again, 8 times in the chest and twice on the neck. Who had the most pain here?
Yeah.
Her. I don't want to hear it. This is cry to somebody else.
Another reason why I'm calling is the lady that's running for lieutenant governor
Yes.
that was on the air
Yesterday.
I think it was.
It was yesterday. Yes.
Yeah, it was.
She's a quack.
Why do
was
you
Rivera.
say that?
Why she wants to bring it back to Bible and prayer just for her belief.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no. You can't do that.
Well, I think fair is fair, but I don't think the school system is a place for that. You can't pass tests and don't know how to read, and grammar is horrific, and can't do math, and all kinds of general stuff.
To me, they need to bring back the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes,
Yeah, that too. Yes,
they
for
do
sure.
need to do that.
Phil, let me ask you
That-
this: would you have a problem with a student who is has beliefs? Would you have a problem with the student keeping a Bible in his possession while at school?
No, I don't.
Okay, good.
That's I had a good friend of mine. He was a monk in high school, and when he had a chance, he went. The school let him go to. It wasn't the teachers' lounge, whatnot. It was another, like a little office conference type deal with. They had to bring it in because when I went to school, there wasn't no resource officers at all.
Right. I didn't have them either.
So they had like a little room where they had a cot, and that's where he did his prayer and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, it's yeah. But the two school board candidates I like so far, the last two that you had on the air.
Oh, you're talking about the Michelle Hawley and who I was very, very impressed
Suzanne
with her.
Lang-
And Suzanne
Long.
Long. Yes. Yeah. Michelle Hawley was super, super impressive to me. And I liked Michelle Long meeting her too.
Suzanne was very, very well versed.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, they both were.
Yeah.
I think they both did a great job.
They did.
And I'm 100% with Phil on, I don't think, freedom of religion is freedom of religion. And it doesn't mean just one particular religion. And I don't like it when people try to impose their beliefs onto others. I just don't like that. I think, if you're going to let a kid bring, a Bible into class, then another kid that may, read something else ought to be allowed to.
Sure.
But I don't think school is the place for that. There's too much that we are needing to work on other than that. There is a separation of church and state. So,
I agree 100%.
yeah, that's just how I feel. That's my opinion.
Mine too.
So,
I think we're in agreement.
I think we all are.
I know, Kelly, you follow Polk County.
Yes, I love Polk County. I love it.
End of last month or beginning of this month, they did, a lady took 22 cats into
Yes.
You heard about that?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
She was a school teacher, a second-grade school teacher.
Yes. Scary.
So,
And
Very
she took 22 cats and did what?
It's awful, Rayford. That's not one. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
It's I wouldn't read it on the air. I just want to fight this lady. Yeah.
Ducks and chickens and Over
Awful.
300 animals in a double wide trailer.
It was bad, Rayford. The sheriff was incredibly, I love him anyway, but he was very it was awful. What
Okay.
this one was horrific.
Okay, you'll tell
Yeah,
me about it
yeah.
during the break.
Yeah, I don't even want to hear about it.
I won't
I saw
won't
the
read it
story,
on
wouldn't
there.
read it.
Yeah, no, it'll make you cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks,
Phil,
Phil.
you
Thanks,
too.
Phil.
Have a great weekend. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Chris Rainer, your host for Sports Talk. Later this morning at 9 a.m., myself and co-host Brian Bailey will have Thomas Hatchell in the studio. He's the card crazy guy. We'll be talking about sports cars, sports collectibles, sports memorabilia, all kinds of sports, NFL playoffs, and local sports on Sports Talk. Later this morning at 9 a.m. on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to... My husband, we could not put off getting life insurance. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-290-5599. That's 1-800-290-5599. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-290-5599. That's 1-800-290-5599.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Hey, y'all, it's Friday. Guess what? Hey, the end of the weekend. It's a fine time. Almost the end of January, in fact. Can you imagine that January is almost gone? We're now just not that far away from Christmas. Whoa. Almost the end of January, a few wise gentlemen have brought their boats down to Tideline Marine because they know how jammed up it gets the closer we get to spring. One fella was even picking up some Clark spoons and one of my favorites, the Yo-Zuri Deep Diver lures. If we have an early warm spring, which right now it could happen that way, I guess, the ocean water temperature could hit 68 degrees in late March or early April. That's when the first run of Spanish mackerel will be schooling near shore. And if all goes right, the first Spanish will be in the 3 to 4 pound range. They're big Spanish, the first ones that come in generally. This guy knows what it takes to catch those fish. Not only are they fun to catch, I think they taste good on the grill or in the frying pan. Toast a hoagie, a hoagie bun. Toast one of them up, add a fried filet, cover it with tartar sauce, and you'll have some pretty fine sandwiches going. To get started, you need to head on down to Tideline Marine, though, located at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, winds out of the southwest, 10 to 15 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet, dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers a moderate chop, and there is patchy fog once again today. Tomorrow, western southerly in the afternoon, seas 3 to 4 feet, sounds and rivers a light chop. Then we come to Sunday. Picking up one more time out of the southwest, 15 to 20, increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Gust up to 30 knots on Sunday. Seas 5 to 8 feet, 4 to 6 near shore. Sounds and rivers choppy, increasing to rough in the afternoon.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Today it's going to be cloudy, high of 75. That we could have some 18-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, cloudy and patchy fog after 2 a.m. actually, and otherwise cloudy, low of 61. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 69. It doesn't mention gusts, and about a 40% chance of rain tomorrow. Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms possible, cloudy, low of 59 with 18-mile-an-hour gusts. And then on Sunday, it's going to rain, showers likely, and potentially a thunderstorm in the morning before 1. It'll be windy, 70 degrees, winds around 14 miles an hour with gusts as high as 21. And then Monday night, though, fireplace time for you, Rayford. It'll be 32.
All right, I got a couple comments from our audience in reference to the Pledge of Allegiance. We had a Board of Education member that wrote, the pledge is done in the mornings in elementary schools as it always has been. Mm-hmm. And then we have a former teacher, retired teacher, who says pledge was done at Southwest High School when I taught there.
Okay.
So, what if it's done at all the schools?
Supposedly in all of the elementary schools.
Well, why just the elementary?
I don't know.
I know one thing, you get up there and disrespect the pledge of the national anthem at Southwest High School when Tim Foster was principal.
You might have a problem.
You might have a problem where he didn't tolerate that.
Nope. A mother and daughter from New Bern might be spending some quality time in federal prison. They have pled guilty to defrauding a program designed to help struggling North Carolina residents stay in their homes during the COVID-19 pandemic. The feds say they scammed more than $850,000. United States Attorney Michael Easley's office says that 43-year-old Takia Hawkins and her daughter, 22-year-old Shanasia Hawkins, both pled guilty to conspiracy to commit mail fraud and face up to 30 years when they are sentenced later this year. Hawkins' 24-year-old son, Jamari, I don't know how you pronounce that, so missing some vowels. Jamari Hawkins and 23-year-old Jonelle Ojeda have also been indicted in the scheme to steal the money for emergency rental assistance from the North Carolina HOPE program, a program to keep people from being evicted during the pandemic. Takia and Shanasia Hawkins admitted to submitting fraudulent applications to the North Carolina HOPE program, claiming to be the landlords of more than 50 properties, requesting nearly $500,000 in relief funds. Court documents show that neither woman owned any property nor served as a landlord of any property. Documents also show that the NC HOPE program mailed funds totaling nearly $150,000 to the two women based on the fraudulent applications. Why did North Carolina HOPE not investigate? That is so ridiculous.
I know of some other people that did it, and I hope the day comes where they face that.
If you're doing something like this, and you're getting away with it. Well, they didn't get away with it totally, but how? Why would NC HOPE, why would any program just because Kelly says, I got about 50 rental properties out here and I need this money.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they not come and check? A simple phone call or two. How about you just where can you go to find out if somebody owns some property? Online. It's not a problem. I blame them. They're careless. They're not taking care of our money. It's not their money. They don't have any money. They gave away $150,000 of our money to this one group. Pair, probably more, but we know of $150,000 so far. That's just absolutely irresponsible, and the state should abolish any such program.
Yeah.
What they could have done with that $150,000.
And we don't know how many other people are involved too. You say you
Right.
know some.
I know some that did it.
Did you turn them in?
No,
You should.
I should.
Yeah, it's my money that you're dealing with there, that you
Should.
know about it. Somebody comes steal something from my, and you know about it. What would you do?
Mine was secondhand, but still, it's wrong. It made me mad.
Well, it's infuriating. So these kind of programs should be abolished.
NC Hope is a program of the North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resiliency.
Big deal.
No, I agree. I mean, that's,
Words.
I think this is like some kind of, let me see if it's
I
still.
think it's a nonprofit. Isn't
I think
it,
it's a
that works
nonprofit.
in
Yeah, it's a
line with
nonprofit. They certainly didn't profit. Maybe somebody's profited.
Somebody profited. Very true. Very true. Okay.
North Carolina Housing Coalition, yeah. And I think what happened was, this is another prime example of after COVID, when all this money was being given out, people just started jumping on the bandwagon, and these nonprofits came in, some of them, and that weren't legit or were quickly formed or whatever, and started, just trying to cash in on the money. And this is a huge
Well, you
example.
do
of
know
it.
that NC Hope is not a nonprofit organization, right? Because they have people working for them
Right.
who are making a lot of money
Well,
and
non-
giving
yeah.
away our money.
Nonprofits too have paid. Yeah, that's like when it comes time for the federal campaign fund, where you generally try to get your employees to sign up to have a deduction from their paycheck every month to go to a specific nonprofit. Well, you need to sit down and vet those nonprofits, because some of
Absolutely.
them, for every dollar that you donate, they get 97 cents on that dollar. The admin staff does.
There are so many of these organizations. The North Carolina Department of State, okay?
Yes.
I did several explorations over the years. I made calls. The so-called nonprofits have to turn in. These people who solicit funds. Oh, how about the people call you up on the phone and say, would you like to donate to yada, 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 yada? You know what the average is of that yada, yada, yada agency getting?
Sometimes as little as 2%.
From 2 7%. 7% is the most that they will ever
And
get.
the rest of the money goes to some fat cat salary or
Yep,
whatever.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yep.
So I don't know. I don't give it to them.
Oh, I don't
If
either.
I want to give it to the volunteer fire department, I will go up there and give them money.
Correct. Same.
Straight.
Yeah.
They will use every bit of that.
Yes, they will.
But if you get scammed and come get your picture taken. It's sponsored by the yada, yada, yada volunteer fire department. And the proceeds, the profits go to them. Well, there ain't that much profit. They
Yep.
get very little. It's more than they would have gotten, but they get very little.
Well, speaking of scams,
Okay.
I got a phone call 2 weeks ago now. It was on a Friday. I still remember because I was at home. Of a guy calling from, it was a Pink Hill number. Still have it in my phone. Actually have his original voicemail. So left a voicemail telling that there was a warrant for my arrest because I failed to show in a court case.
Bless his heart.
And they knew I was a therapist because he said, "You're a therapist. You didn't show up, blah, blah." I'm like, so I called it back. I was curious. What was interesting about this, and Chris Thomas is aware of this because I still have the voicemail and he's aware of what happened. The man claimed to be Sergeant Randall Butler. Now, Randall Butler is running for Board of Education, but he is a retired sheriff's deputy. and he is the father of one of my good friends.
Uh-oh.
So I knew right away that this wasn't him. I didn't say anything. So I listened, and he claimed, this fake deputy claimed that I did not, I didn't show up in court. There was a warrant for my arrest.
Mhm.
He went on, gave a date, like, you got served. No, I didn't. Well, you signed. No, I didn't. You know, I played along with it for about 10 minutes. Because I was waiting for him to tell me that, you know, we can take care of this if you pay
Sure.
money, you know, whatever. Well, he never, what is so bizarre is he says, well, you need to come down to the sheriff's office and, you know, whatever. Okay. He said, well, you need, and he named, you need to bring your driver's license. I mean, he named like 4 things I needed to bring. Okay. So, and so then he says, I'll stay on the line with you. This is when I just couldn't take it no more, because I was, you know, annoyed and just, I was just too aggravated. He said, I'll stay on the line with you while you ride down there in case you get pulled over. I can tell them that you're coming down here. I said, oh, buddy, I don't need you to, I said, I don't need you to stay on the line with me. I said, I'll contact my attorney and I'll have them meet me there. And I'll have, by the way, I'll have my husband meet me there as well. And identified him as, you know, retired law enforcement. And matter of fact, I'll go ahead and call the sheriff who I personally know. I'll have him meet me down there too. Click. But it was aggravating because I wanted Chris to know that he was actually impersonating a retired deputy.
Uh-huh.
I was like, dude, come on. Make sure if you name somebody that doesn't live here. But he got, yeah. But it's happening. And Chris, they had actually put out a
They have.
press release on that, because people, they're saying, if you pay me, you know, Rayford, if you pay me $200,
Yeah.
we'll make this go away. and what's sad is people actually fall for it. That's it's awful. I know a therapist that fell for it.
Really?
$3,000. Yeah. I was
I
like,
thought you guys were smarter than that.
and that's why I said to her, I said, why did, when you got that call, did you not call me? And I would have told you, what are you doing right now? Yeah. 3,000. And it took her over a month to get her bank to reverse that charge.
Oh my God.
$3,000. Yeah.
I just wish that I'd just invite him to come over to my house.
Yeah.
And I'll
Well,
pay
I
him.
said, come on.
I'll pay him when
Are
he
you
gets
at
here.
this address? Yep. Are you there now? Sure I am. I was like, come on. And then he says, well, why don't you get in the car and drive? Okay. Because I wouldn't hear why he wanted me. I'll stay on the line with you. And I was like, why? And that's a new one. I hadn't heard that one before.
I just
That's weird.
just this past week cleaned out some voicemails that I had been saving, and I finally deleted the one from Publishers Clearinghouse that told me I had one.
Oh.
I'm like, okay.
Can I borrow some money
Yeah, really.
when you get yours?
Yeah, you have one. 1 million something. I just laughed when I heard it.
Oh, and I see on our screen up there, one of the school board members said that it's also middle schools does the pledge.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we got to just find out, do the high schools do it? I have a couple of high school kid clients. I'll ask them.
Well, one of the Mark Price, our county commissioner, when he taught it, he quoted, he said that they did it at Southwest High School.
Yeah, but he's been retired how many years?
I'm
Do
sure they
still
probably
do it?
still do it.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Our number 910-333-0139 if you want to chat. We're waiting for you.
Mhm.
And let's see.
8 o'clock we
John,
have, or 8 or 5.
yeah,
John, and then 8:40 we got Miller time.
there we go. It's going to be Miller time. We got some dumb crook stuff to get in there too this
Yeah, I'll
morning.
get a little bit of dumb crook in there.
Oh, we just got a message.
I didn't do it.
No, this is from Mike McHugh. He says, we have a Swansboro resident, 82 years old, that's been swindled for $400,000 from a scammer.
mackerel.
See,
Well, that's really sad.
that is so terrible.
That's just to take them out and beat them.
I think you should go to jail for like 100 years if you scam somebody like that.
No.
I would suggest that if you have a parent who's older
Yes.
and has a lot of money like that, that maybe you sit down with that parent and work out something where maybe you would go on that bank account also to help monitor those things, and that any large withdrawals would have to also have both parties consent.
I did that with my mama. I'm on
Yes, I
Anything
did that with
over
mine.
$500.
Right.
Period. Bottom line.
Yes. I mean, I did that with my mother
Should have to
too,
be
you know,
approved.
because, you know, as they get older too, my mama one time decided to pay her bills early.
Mm.
They were way early. and they were before her checks hit the bank. So that was a mess getting all that straightened out, you know, all the fees and stuff.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but you have to look out for your older adults.
Yep,
Well,
absolutely.
once we come back from our little break, it's not dumb crook, but it is dumb. And this story, this is what we were laughing about yesterday, highlights people that do stupid mess like this.
Yeah.
And I wish there was some way I could put this picture on our Facebook page to show
You probably
if
can.
you are stupid to do what this guy did, you deserve every bit of like he deserves. I hate to say it, what happened to him. This is just beyond dangerous.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, because if he removed it,
he removed a do not drive
a
here.
road closed.
Yes,
completely
because
signed.
the road is gone.
The road is gone. Like it's like legit gone.
And we'll talk about it when we come back.
Yeah.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many more at a locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. How about 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck, just $2.99 a pound? Boneless ribeye steak, $10.99 a pound. Fresh ground chuck patties, just $4.79 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.79 a pound. Thick boneless pork chops, just $2.79 a pound. Boneless chicken thighs are only $2.99 a pound. Whole shoulder, clod heart is only $4.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, you get a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, just $2.99 a bag. 3-pack crisp romaine hearts, $2.99 a pack. Granny Smith 100 crisp apples is just $1.79 a pound. How about a 5-pound bag of Yukon Gold potatoes, just $3.99. The 8-ounce size package of sliced or whole mushrooms is just $1.99, and Haas avocados are just 99 cents each. Remember to join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, say big with the pig.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Oh, the story's getting better and better by the minute. Just totally getting better.
And y'all need to go online and look for this picture because this picture of this car is just like super amazing.
Okay, we do have a caller.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll take the call real quick.
Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Mike over in Swansboro.
Hey, Michael. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. Good morning, Adorables. Hey, I'll be real quick. I wanted to get a little context to that message I sent to Lee.
Okay.
The gentleman is 82 years old, and it happened starting around the holidays with a small amount. I say a small amount, a couple $1,000s, which he continued to give to the scammers. The European lottery winner. That was the scam.
No.
The guy lives alone, and he had just sold a house somewhere else. That's how he had all this money, and he thought, this is it. And once he gave them money, it never stopped. In fact, I was down at PD in Swansboro one day when he was leaving the detective's office, and the scammer had called them right there.
Oh no!
It was a West African accent, so it was offshore. But once they start paying money to these guys, they never give it. It's not one and done. They keep going.
Yep.
You know, with because they got a live fish, and it's up to 400,000. The guy won't stop. He thinks he thinks he's won the lottery, and now it's gotten so bad where he's destitute, and he's now asking for money from his friends because he doesn't have money other than Social Security.
Wow,
it's pretty sad.
It is sad.
It happens right here in our backyard. So.
Does he not understand he's been scammed? Does he not understand this is not real?
Kelly, he thinks if I do this just one more time, I'll get what they're promising me to have, and it's millions of dollars, of course.
It's a shame.
And then the detective says, did you buy a ticket? Did you enter a lottery? No. Then how do you think you won? Well, they said they did. They said I did. So.
Oh my Lord.
That generation. I won't say they're gullible, but they believe people. They trust people.
I don't.
They answer their phone when it rings.
I'm of that generation.
You're an anomaly, Rayford.
Yeah, you're an anomaly.
You mean weird?
Yeah.
No, I mean just
No.
Yeah.
You've been around.
Yeah.
But people are susceptible, and it's just a matter of its numbers. They put these fishing lines out there, and this guy bit, and boy, he got bit hard.
That's sad.
That's just when somebody needs to be beaten really bad. Not him.
Yeah.
The other guys.
Yeah.
They just.
Well, the problem is that you can't get these guys.
I know.
You cannot get them. They're around the world now. That gentleman that person that called Kelly, it sounds like he's around here somewhere.
It came up a
Pink Hill
like
number.
I said, Pink Hill number.
That's weird.
Which could
I
be
wonder
wrong.
what the game was there. Because he was going to stay with you. Typically, when they say I'm going to stay with you as you drive, you're driving to Walmart to get phone cards.
Yeah.
And that's the game there.
And I should have stayed with it a little more, but I was so aggravated at that point. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Was his voice normal? I mean,
he's an American. I say that. No, he was an African American, and it was very clear. And he is definitely like, I think he's local. I don't even think this is somebody using, how they'll use a different number.
Did he have your name?
He knew my name. He knew I was a therapist. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, hey, Doofus
He even
Brain.
had my address and everything.
So, Doofus Brain, you may be listening to us right now. Come on down.
Yeah.
Come on down. We'll talk to you.
I'll show you his
Well,
phone
it
number.
seems like if he knew that about you, he would know the other that you were married to a former law enforcement officer. He probably went on Facebook or social media or LinkedIn, any place,
He
and
could have
got
gone
just
to
enough
LinkedIn,
information.
and I think because of the fact he said you missed a court date, not that I was in trouble, but to testify in a case.
Yeah.
So he was using it from a therapy angle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Mhm.
So he could have gone on like Psychology Today or anything and got my information. But
Take
yeah,
that
it's
stuff
weird.
down.
Yeah, aggravating.
there's a special place in hell for people like that.
Yeah, I can help him get
See,
there.
I don't trust people, so there's no way I'm gonna. I just kept him on. I should have kept it going, but I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so aggravated.
All right. Michael, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.
You too. Timmy, how are you?
Good morning. Not too good.
You sound terrible. What's happening right now?
Stopped up.
You didn't see the post I sent to you?
No.
Mm-mm.
Hold on.
Went to the doctor yesterday after I got off work early because I told him I was sick. And I got the big C word.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I know so many people lately that have
Again?
Again. Well, I asked this. This is a floating doctor. Her name is Dr. Coe or Dr. Woe, but Polynesian, very beautiful lady.
That's
And
why you
she
went.
went in, and I mean, oh my God, she was awesome doctor too. I mean, she just came in, and after she got results, and she fixed me up this and fixed me up that. I'm gonna fix this iodine solution, and you're gonna do this, and I want you to do this, and I said, well, I probably didn't vaccine like I should. She looked at me, and I mean, she said it without a beat, honey. The vaccines are not working on this strain. They hadn't gotten the vaccine out for this strain yet.
Uh-oh.
I said, really? She said, yeah. And she said, and you can get it again and again right now.
Oh, no.
And so once you get it, you can get it again. And she's very gracious. And I said, well, last time I got it, I cured it with ivermectin, and her eyes just widened. She said, where'd you get it? I said, feed store. She said, well, when COVID hit, I was in California, a doctor, and we Mactin pills in California. We had fantastic results, which she said, I lost 2 patients. One of them was 101 and one of them was 87, and both of them had congested heart failure. She said, but it really, really works. She said, how'd you measure it? And I told her. And I said, well, go ahead and give me a prescription. She said, North Carolina won't let us do that. I said, really? I said, no. I said, won't let you do it. I said, I'll be daggone. She said, well, you go to the feed store and you do what you got to do.
I knew that was next.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Yeah, she's very wonderful. And I told her, I said, you think about setting up a practice here in Jacksonville? She said, well, they're trying to get me to work over here. She said, but I'm a floating doctor and I'm really enjoy it. I go from one place to another when they need me. But yeah, I'll be out a few days. And I sent you a thing, Kelly, about what you sent to me. I appreciate it, but I won't be there. But yeah, we got the big seal, and St. Diana has it too. And I will say this: the doctor was very gracious about it. She said, "Look, this is enough for 2 people. You get me drift?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Because I was going to bring Diane today." No, she said no.
Well, I don't have what you sent me. Just so you know.
How did you send it?
I didn't get anything from you.
Oh, okay. Well, I was on Facebook walking this morning and I seen it.
Oh, I don't have it.
I sent a post on y'all's just because I'm listening to you on podcast. I sent a message saying I'm really enjoying it. And it may not have gone through because you know how computer illiterate I am. I may have not done the right thing. So, if it ain't checking for donkey poop, I don't know how to do it.
There you go.
Check your messenger thing too. I sent you something last night.
Yeah, and I responded on it.
Maybe
this morning.
I see
think
it.
I did.
I see it. I got it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that.
That's why I appreciate it. That's why. But yeah, we got a couple people in the neighborhood. You want us to break? No, we're good. We're good.
If you need anything, holler.
I will. I went out this morning, went through a drive-through and got her something to eat, me something to eat. And what really got me was the mask. I got ready to go. Nobody's wearing masks. And the doctor put her arm around me. I said, ain't you worried about getting COVID? She said, no. I said, I don't worry about it. And I said, well, I guess you need to give me a mask. She said, give you one, but it's not going to work. I said, well, okay. She said, this is not going to work. She said, what you're going to do if you go out in public with it on, you're going to scare somebody. I said, oh, okay. So, but I wore one into the pharmacy. And one person, he looked, what's wrong with you? I said, well, and I lied to him. I said, I got the flu. Didn't care about the flu. But been COVID, all day to have a fit.
Well, the flu's just as bad as COVID, but okay. Yeah.
Man,
all right.
But yes.
Nice.
But y'all be good. I'm enjoying your podcast. I really am. I wish I could see it every day, but I can't do that and drive.
No, you can't do that and drive. That's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah. I might wind up like that guy then on 421. He just run after he passed the truck stop in Wilmington, run right off into Marshall. Or that like Cape Fear River with a pickup truck.
Whoops. That
I
happens.
said,
Yep. All right, Timmy.
But y'all be good.
Y'all
I'll talk to
get
y'all
well.
later.
See ya.
Be safe.
All right. Thank y'all.
Bye.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
It's Cool Bobby B, Jacksonville, Onslow County, and beyond. You have found the official station for the Doo-Wop Stop. Heard Saturday nights, 7 till 10, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME and worldwide at WSME971.com. Join me as we play the absolute best and greatest doo-wop songs of all time. Saturday night, 7 till 10. Get connected now at doowopstop.com.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back, and we have another caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Melissa Oakley calling
Hello.
in. How are you guys doing?
Melissa,
Good,
fine. How are you?
Hey, Melissa.
I'm doing great. Kind of excited. Today is the school board forum.
Yes.
But I'm calling in to kind of give you some more information on policy 3530, which is our citizenship character education. That includes the requirement for the Pledge of Allegiance, among other things.
Okay.
So when I commented, I was talking about what I knew for sure because I have not still remembered every single policy verbatim. That might sound unrealistic being the person that's supposed to be the policy committee chair, but when you're dealing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of policies, you don't remember them verbatim. But I was like, okay, let me go see what this says specifically. And yes, just to read it to you briefly, the board encourages all students to develop and understand citizenship, including the importance of a citizen's rights and responsibilities. It goes on to read a bit further, saying that this curriculum must require appropriate instruction be provided on the meaning of historical origins of the North Carolina and United States flags and the Pledge of Allegiance, and may include guidelines for the use and display of the North Carolina and United States flags. These can be donated and otherwise made available, blah, 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 in each classroom, and the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance will be scheduled on a daily basis. And the principal shall ensure that no student is compelled to salute the flag, recite the Pledge of Allegiance, stand to acknowledge, and stand to participate, or otherwise feel coerced to participate. But the thing is, we don't have issues with kids standing and participating.
Okay.
Like, everybody just does it. I think it's like an old school practice and do it.
Yep.
Most of us are, military tied. I have never heard of anybody having an issue with a student not wanting to stand up and do the pledge in the morning.
Yeah.
Most actually seem to enjoy it from what I've seen in the elementary schools. But my issue was, okay, so we had this caller call in, and they're stating something, which you all will relate to this from just where I'm going with it, stating something that's not true, as if it's fact. And then it was very easy for Kelly to just say, well, yeah, I think they should be doing that. So then the message that goes out there is, well, they're not doing this, and well, that's something that they should be doing, when it in fact is something that is happening. And so when I was saying the elementary school and middle school, that was because that's where I was sure of it happening at, because it's something I've witnessed. Not really having that policy in front of me at the moment because I am getting ready for the day myself. But wanting to look at that and also looking at some other things to prepare for that forum. But this is important. Like if we do this with this small thing, then we're going to do it with some of the bigger things. And I think that's part of one of our issues today in society is that, you know, we hear things or see things in the mainstream media that may be national or even statewide. And then we just automatically assume, well, they've got to be doing it locally.
Yeah.
Or they're not doing it locally. And so we need to make sure of what we are doing. And if we're not doing it, then how we can implement it. But it's about being sure of what we are and are not doing instead of just saying what we are and are not doing.
Yep. Just prior to the break, I had sent a note to my granddaughter, who is a graduate of White Oak High School, been out of there for 2 years now. So that's she confirmed that they do say the pledge. All right, Melissa, got to take a news break.
Okay. All right. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Too. All right.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Kenneth Smith is executed in Alabama with nitrogen gas, the first new execution method used in the U.S. since lethal injections in 1982.
He struggled against his restraints a little bit, but there's some involuntary movement and some agonal breathing, so that was all expected.
Alabama Corrections Commissioner John Q. Ham Smith was hired to kill Elizabeth Sennett in 1988. Final arguments are expected today in former President Trump's E. Jean Carroll defamation damages trial. He took the stand yesterday.
His testimony only lasted about 3 minutes. 3 questions were hammered out between Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, and federal court judge Lewis Kaplan, who by law had to restrict what the former president had to say. A previous jury found that Mr. Trump used her in a department store in Manhattan in 1996.
Fox's Eric Shawn. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, welcome back. Here's 801. And on the line with us, we have a gentleman who's running for, he's representative.
Yes,
North Carolina State House, John Hardister, and he's running for the position of Commissioner of Labor.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you giving us a ringy-dingy here. Commissioner of Labor, you're a state representative, and I'm trying to figure out that you must have some special interest in the labor area.
Yeah, that's true. Well, for one thing, the labor commissioner is retiring, Josh Dobson, and he endorsed me to take his place. And but I do have a background in construction work and real estate, and also labor is very important in our state.
Yeah, for sure. Some people might not know exactly what the commissioner does. What is involved in that particular position?
Yeah, sure. Very good question. So most people think about the picture in the elevator, and believe it or not, it's a lot more than just that. So it deals with workplace safety, with OSHA for inspections, not only for elevators, but also escalators, amusement rides, and H-2A housing. It handles wage and labor disputes. It promotes workforce development. And also it can choose whether or not to couple with the federal government on certain regulations, which is something very often you don't want to just automatically do because the federal government's ideas are not always great.
Yeah, we can attest to that. Just speaking of elevators, and I don't know whether the Commissioner of Labor is involved in this or not, but there are a lot more homes, particularly beach homes, where the elderly may live, who have, there's no first floor. That they have to walk upstairs to get to their living quarters. But they're putting in elevators. There are more and more companies doing this. Some of them are chair lifts. Do you guys have anything? Does the Labor Department have anything to do with that?
That's a very good question, and the answer actually is no. So the Labor Department does inspections for commercial elevators. Like if you're in any like an office building or whatever, any commercial elevator. But for residential, actually, no, they're not inspected by Department of Labor. But unfortunately, there was a case a few years ago where a young man was killed. Actually, a child was killed, stood in the frame just outside of an elevator in a residence, and the when it started moving, unfortunately, he got killed. Well, the General Assembly passed a law a few years ago to handle that. So now there has to be a sort of a buffer zone there to prevent children from, or anyone standing in that frame. So the General Assembly did take action on that, but those elevators, residential, they're inspected when they're installed, by a building code inspector, but they are not actually inspected by the Department of Labor.
Yeah, a few years ago here in Onslow County, an elevator went tumbling down, and the people were critically
They were hurt.
injured.
Yes.
Remember that one?
Yes, the Basins. And that elevator had just been inspected that day.
Was it the same day?
I believe it was the same day.
Must be a building inspector, right?
Oh, that's a problem.
Failed.
So.
Yeah, that's scary. And I would encourage people, if you have a residential elevator, to have it inspected. But I mean, I actually didn't know what you just said, that it was inspected that day. That's something I'd want to look into.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so there's a lot of wide-ranging areas there, and obviously you guys do respond to commercial accidents, if you want to call them accidents. I don't refer to many things as a real honest to goodness accident. Something caused it, usually human nature, human beings. But you work with individuals like that? OSHA and whatever?
Yeah, OSHA, yeah. So OSHA, of course, is federal.
Yes.
But then we do have off at the state level, and there are inspectors that will go out to inspect advanced manufacturing is important. Anything that involves where people can get hurt, construction sites, obviously those folks have to follow OSHA. One thing that's really important that Department of Labor does do is they track injuries and fatalities in the workplace, and they track all that data annually. And then what they'll do is they'll look into it and determine what are the best practices. Like, how do you prevent somebody from being injured? For example, in Durham recently, there was a case where a gentleman unfortunately got killed. He was on scaffolding that was defective, and he was standing on plywood. Well, we all know plywood is not very sturdy.
No.
And when it gave through, he fell approximately 2 stories and died. Well, the Department of Labor is now having to, provide a citation for that company. But also that's something that we can look into and determine, do we need to be a little bit more emphatic about how we, talk about safety on scaffolding?
I grew up kind of in the construction business. That's what my dad did. And I did a lot of construction work as well, and electrical work primarily. But there are so many possibilities. And at one of the job sites, a subcontractor, a roofer, fell off a 2-story building where I was wiring the condos, the apartments. And he lived, but he was critically injured. I was there assisting before a rescue squad could get there. I was a witness to that. Roofing is a dangerous profession.
Agreed.
It's very dangerous. And you know what? Something really interesting is coming up now is, what the hard hats are?
Yes.
Yes.
That people wear. Well, there's actually a lot of talk now about having hard hats with a chin strap on them. Think about a bike helmet. And the reason is because if you fall wearing a hard hat, it could come off your head. But if there's a chin strap on it, then it's more likely to stay on your head. And there's some talk in OSHA about doing that. So
really?
If someone falls on a construction site, the helmet would be more likely to stay on their head.
Yeah. Well, that would maybe prevent head injuries. But this guy was, his back was the problem. He landed on some foundation material. The one that I saw, so he was torn up either way. Hard hat. I don't know what you could do. I don't know what kind of preventative stuff you can do.
Yeah, construction can be dangerous, and that's why we need to have the best possible practices in place. It can be hard, if not impossible, to 100% prevent injuries, but we have to work as hard as we can to try to mitigate them. And then anytime someone gets hurt, you want to have people that are prepared who understand how to handle it.
Mm-hmm. Does the North Carolina Commissioner of Labor have any involvement in the fishing industry, for instance?
Only so much as it would relate to safety if someone got hurt. So the Labor Department would not do inspection of like fishing boats or something like that. But if someone were to get injured while fishing, then Department of Labor would look into what happened.
Wow. Okay.
All right. I have a question, John. This is Lee. How about amusement rides, amusement parks?
Yeah. Hey, Lee, good morning.
Hey.
That's actually, that's a really important one. So yes, the Department of Labor does inspections for all amusement rides in the state. Now that obviously would be the state fair, all the regional fairs, but also places like Carowinds. And you may remember that last year there was a case where a ride at Carowinds was defective, and someone caught it on the cell phone camera, and it was very dangerous. It was on a roller coaster, and one of the pylons had broken, and unfortunately, detected. But now Department of Labor has had to go out and inspect what happened. Can we devise a plan to keep that from happening again? Because there's dozens of fairs around the state throughout the year.
Yes.
And places like Carowinds, and these roller coasters, and they're moving at a high speed in some cases, and we need to make sure they're safe.
Well, there's one guy that you will never find on one of those rides.
That would be you.
Rayford.
Me.
Well,
I used
Same
to.
here. I'm not into roller coasters.
No.
Nope. Not going to do it.
Well, hey, this is Kelly. I have a question for you. So, if elected, are there any changes to or policies you would enact or changes that you would make either to an existing policy for the state or one that hasn't been enacted yet? Is there anything you would do to change a policy or enact something that may not currently be in effect?
Yeah, so when it comes to safety, I think we have really good standards in North Carolina, but we're going to keep an open door policy on whether or not there's any, rules or protocols that we need to change. But one thing I do really want to work on is workforce development. So the labor commissioner is on the board of the community college system, and we can use that as an opportunity to promote trade skills, vocational education, things like plumbing, electrical, HVAC, truck drivers, and things like that. And I really want to take that to the next level and start talking to these kids as young as middle school about the different career pathways, because they can make really good money, if they go into a career like that. And as labor commissioner, that's something I'd want to really get the state involved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
Start early.
Giving us a lot of information about the Labor Commission.
I've learned a lot. I didn't know what they did. Now I know.
Right.
Other than elevators.
Yeah.
I knew they investigated accidents.
Well, I think that when John wins, they need to put his picture in the elevator
There you
along
go.
with his signature, because a lot of people are scared to ride elevators, and seeing John's picture there would be very soothing.
I agree with that statement. I agree, but she's not wrong.
No, really.
I agree with that.
All right, John, you've got a mission now.
Yeah. Put your picture in there.
Yeah, we will put the picture in the elevator. I don't know
Okay.
if you recall, but my friend Josh Dobson said that he is taking the picture out because he's retiring,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to signal that he appreciates all the work that the inspectors do, and it was him. But you wouldn't believe the amount of people that contacted me and said, "John, if you get elected, you got to put the picture back."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Because I think it just makes people feel safer to know that there
See
actually
a
is
face with a name.
a face with a name. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
all
I'm
about
for
that.
it.
I don't ride that many elevators, but I'm in favor of it too.
Yeah.
John, good luck, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Thanks,
you.
John. Have a great
Yeah,
weekend.
thank y'all for having me on. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
You too. I want to hear about this idiot.
Oh, wait. Let's.
Are we talking about
We
the-
changing
Yeah.
subjects. Okay.
And look, I
Right.
managed to take a photo, and I'm absolutely going to put this picture on our Facebook page as soon as I'm through with this story. This happened this Wednesday, like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
This was posted on the internet, and I mean, so it's in Oregon. I don't even know why I'm surprised by that fact.
Let me describe to you folks the picture.
You need
that
to
we
see this because this
You've
is
got
pure
it's
epic.
a 2-lane road, 2-lane
Yes.
highway,
Uh-huh.
and there was
Stupid.
one of the there was a road closed sign, barricade,
A
barricade
and a sign.
And this guy gets out, and he was it during the nighttime? I know the picture
It was in the daytime.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
either way, why he would have done it, I don't know. But here's the story. The right-hand lane, or one lane, the lane that he was in, was gone. It had collapsed.
Due to a landslide.
And it just collapsed that whole section of the road.
I mean, guys, when you see
It's
this
gone.
picture, there is nothing. The road is
It
gone.
looks like about a 15, 18-foot drop right there.
Yeah.
That's where his car is.
Mhm.
That's the picture that we're seeing.
Mhm.
But he had removed the barricade and then drove around it.
Mhm.
Now, why he's not dead, I don't know.
I
But
am
when,
shocked.
When the Popo got there,
The car was on fire.
and there was no
It's
driver.
upside down because it is mangled. So it happened at 8:20. It happened at 7 in the morning because they got there. Well, 8:22 happened at 8 in the morning. No occupants. The road is called Sand Lake Road.
He was gone.
So, and the sheriff's office has said that they've had a problem with people removing the barriers, and on that road, I guess this road is heavily traveled. People just didn't want to go around, and folks. So, an hour later, after they found the car, so around 9:30 or so, the quote owner of the car called 911 to report it had been quote stolen. Guys, come on.
That's the every cop knows that's the oldest stupid move you can make.
Not my car, not my pants, not my drugs. So yeah.
And the sheriff's office, they put it all on Facebook, and people are commenting that this, it's just crazy because they're like, and the sheriff's office has said, we have told y'all to stop removing the barricade on this road. I don't know what it is or how inconvenient it must be, but the car is pure destroyed. And they have so they've once again put out a notice to the public, stop moving the barricade. Somebody's going to get killed. I mean, bottom line.
He almost did.
So now,
exactly.
do we know that he moved the barricade?
They are saying, the way this reads, they act like they do think he did it. Whether it can be proved, because remember, an hour later, he reports his car, quote, stolen.
Yep.
But they act like, the way this reads, that they think he did it. I don't know if they can actually prove it.
But they can prove he left the scene.
And yes, they know nobody was on the scene. Yes. And the road is going to be closed until the end of March. That's how long it's going to take them to fix.
Oh,
And
I can understand
the
that.
construction starts Monday on the road. The 29th.
They might want to just get them some of the big old concrete things,
That's what I
like they
say.
have. For,
Be like Vanishing Point.
Yeah, right.
And
movie.
just barricade it
Remember that
off.
one.
But I'm actually going to put this. I took a picture, and I took a great picture. Actually, I'm impressed with myself. I'm gonna put it on our show Facebook page because y'all need to see this guy's car. He got everything he deserved on this. I'm just saying.
There are reasons for signs and barricades and
Yeah, if they get those big old concrete barricades,
yes.
Nobody's going to move those.
Who was that? Was it Bill Engvall, the comedian that used to say, "Here's your sign"?
Yeah, here's your sign.
Here we go, right here, prime example. Yeah.
Was that Jeff Foxworthy?
I think it was Bill Engvall. Because Jeff Foxworthy was the redneck, and then Bill Engvall, I'm pretty sure, was the one that said, "Here's your sign. Here's your
I don't
sign."
know.
Could
Don't
be.
For
I don't
somebody being
remember.
just pure stupid.
For some reason, Jeff popped up in my mind.
Okay, let's take a break, do some weather. We'll be right back on the other side, and we'll try to do a little bit of dumb crook news.
I've got some. It's
Okay,
some
very good.
dumb crook news.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Coming up this morning after the Fox News break at 9 o'clock, we got Sports Talk. We'll talk about that too when we come back. Don't go away.
Hey, this is Chris Rainer, your host for Sports Talk. Later this morning at 9 a.m., myself and co-host Brian Bailey will have Thomas Satchel in the studio. He's the card crazy guy. We'll be talking about sports cars, sports collectibles, sports memorabilia, all kinds of sports, NFL playoffs, and local sports on Sports Talk. Later this morning at 9 a.m. on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011 B Bridge Street, Morehead City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane and Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane and Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane and Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane and Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, welcome back. And, thank goodness it's Friday, almost the end of January, too, by the way. A few wise gents have brought their boats to Tideline Marine because they know how jammed up it gets the closer we get to spring. And we ain't that far away. It's about 6 weeks, 7 weeks away right now. One fellow was even picking up some Clark spoons and one of my favorite lures, the Yo-Zuri deep divers. If we have an early warm spring, the ocean water temperature could hit 68 degrees in late March or early April. That's the magic number for the Spanish mackerel to be coming in. That's when the first run of Spanish mackerel will be schooling near shore. And if all goes well, the first Spanish will be in the 3 to 4 pound range. This guy, that particular gentleman, knows what it takes to catch those fish. Not only are they fun to catch, I think they taste good on the grill or in the frying pan. To get started, you need to head on down to Tideline Marine. They're located at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 4 to 5 feet, dominant period 7 seconds. Sound and rivers a moderate chop. There is patchy fog again today. Tomorrow, westerly winds 5 to 10, becoming southerly in the afternoon, seas 3 to 4 feet, dominant period 7 seconds, sounds and rivers a light chop. But on Sunday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots, increasing to 20 to 25 in the afternoon, gusts up to 30 knots, seas 5 to 8 feet, except 4 to 6 near shore, sounds and rivers choppy, becoming rough in the afternoon.
Today, it will be mostly sunny, high of 75. Southwest winds about 10 miles an hour, but we will have some gusts with gusts as high as 18 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy and patchy fog, low of 61. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 69. Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms, low of 50. And on Sunday, showers most of the day. Otherwise, at some point in the day, the sun may attempt to come out with a high of 70. But it will be 21 miles an hour gusts and windy with winds at 14 miles an hour. So.
Oh, me. Dummies in the
Plenty
world
of them.
In the world of crooks.
There are.
Talk to me.
I'm going to start with what I mentioned to you guys yesterday. Oh, wait, good. We got a caller. Who is this? Okay. I don't know.
that 202 area code?
No, 252.
Okay, good morning. Who's this?
Hey guys, it's Steve.
Hey,
How y'all doing
Steve.
this morning?
Doing fine. Just thinking about you.
I hear you. I wanted to jump in real quick. Hope y'all having a good morning so far.
So far.
Yeah.
I hear you. There was 3 points I wanted to make about things y'all talked about this week. If I could burn through them real quick.
Go ahead.
First one is caller yesterday made a statement that Donald Trump did everything he said he would as president. That's inaccurate. And, I understand they support Trump, but they shouldn't put him on a pedestal. Don't make claims about things he hadn't done. No president's done that. Most of them don't even come close. The second thing is Nikki Haley dropping out. I know she's Trump is the presumed nominee, but he has to go before the Supreme Court on February 8th to find out if he's even eligible to be president. So it'd be foolish for her to drop out before she at least finds out the determination on that.
That's exactly what I said, too.
Yeah.
And, and the third thing I would like to say is to all the people who do support Trump, can they promise me that he will not be unstable if he goes back in office, that he will not break any more laws, and that if he does, that the Republicans will act swiftly to impeach and remove him from office and hold him accountable? Yeah, and that's the 3 points I wanted to make about it, the whole Trump thing this week.
Yep. Understand.
Yeah, I don't
have to agree with you.
Yeah. Can't argue it.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. I understand people who support Trump and they're right to do that, but if you put him on a pedestal, it leaves you vulnerable to making excuses for him when he does things he shouldn't.
Yep, absolutely.
I believe. So anyway, other than that, y'all have a blessed weekend.
You too.
Stay dry.
Where are you playing? Are you playing anywhere this weekend?
I am tonight. I'm at King Mackerel's on the Morehead City waterfront, and then Sunday I am at 34 North in Cedar Point.
Okay, sounds good.
What time Sunday, Steve?
Yeah, have a good one.
What time on Sunday?
On Sunday I am there from 3 to 6.
All right, sounds good.
I might be in that area.
Yeah, you might be there. Now let's get some dumb crook news here.
This happened this week. Story broke yesterday, and I had told you guys about it off the air. And this actually took place in Michigan at a Walmart parking lot. An Amish family had their horse and buggy stolen while they were shopping in the Walmart, and they came out. It happened this past Saturday, and a truck driver actually had been parking there, and he saw the woman. So he told the police that a woman had stolen the buggy and gave a description of her. And it turns out that apparently police had made some kind of contact with this woman earlier in the day at that Walmart.
Oh my.
So I don't know. It doesn't say what that was about. So later that night, they found the stolen horse and buggy on the side of the road, I guess. I mean, I don't know where she thought she was going to go. It's not like everybody drives horse and buggies. And
I thought horses would just go back home.
I am thinking, I don't know anything about this area or whatever, but I am thinking that the locals this doesn't sound like a big town. I'm willing to bet they probably know the owners or know who they are, what they look like. So if they saw this woman driving, they would probably have known that this isn't her horse and buggy. I mean, how many people ride a horse and buggy, but whatever. So they found the woman at a nearby motel and they arrested her. And she was arrested and charged with larceny and larceny of livestock. And the horse happened to not be harmed, and everything of that.
You know, at one time, that would have got you hanged.
I'm telling you, like
Back
that's
in the
like
day.
serious business.
Steal a man's
Yeah.
horse, and they can hang you for it.
Yeah. So then I punched in. You know, I just love Florida so much, and they just seem to breed like the best criminals. So in Palm Beach County, the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office were looking at YouTube. Don't know why, didn't say. So they found a video. Now this is where the dumb comes in. And we hear stories of this a lot. And I mean, you would think people would know not to do this. A bunch of gang members got together and decided for whatever reason they were going to make a rap video.
Gangsters?
Yeah, an actual legit gang members. They were part of a gang.
Yeah.
And like a known gang. Okay. and they were displaying the gang signs. And not only were they displaying their gang signs, they were showing off their guns, which got the attention of the sheriff's office. So it gets better. The video not only showed the gang members, which with their flashing of gang signs, it led which gang they were, and not only did it show them that with their guns, they also were there were drugs and other illegal things in said video. So
that's called evidence.
The main gang member rapping in the video was charged with aggravated battery and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Yeah. So once again, if you feel compelled to make a video and you are some type of criminal or engage in criminal activity, do not upload your video to YouTube. I mean, Rayford,
don't even make the
now.
video. It will be uploaded.
And do they not think that the police are going to check YouTube? Absolutely. I mean, this is becoming an easy way to catch criminals. You don't have to do much. You sit in your office at the police or sheriff's office and just start watching YouTube.
They
and
have
you're gonna
units
find yes.
and law enforcement that do nothing but that.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a good way to catch crimes or criminals. So this one I like. This happened in North Carolina. I can't. This is in Charlotte. I mean, and this is recently at the beginning of this year. This guy here is real stupid. So, a guy posted bond. He had a bail agent. Okay. Comes to the jail. She was a bail bond agent. She went to the Mecklenburg County Jail to post bail for a client. All right. She bonds him out and he leaves. So then she says, this is her quote, he has to be the boldest and dumbest criminal in the city. So she posted a $1,000 bail. The guy's name is Anthony Deshaun Goddard. Okay, he's 29. So this is what he had been charged with. So he had been charged with possession of stolen goods, resisting an officer, reckless driving, speeding, and operating a vehicle without an operator's license. So he was given $3,000 bail, and the bondsman, Namia Cropper, showed up from the bail bonds company to post his bond. So she's back in the sheriff's office doing the, I guess, whatever paperwork or whatever is required. Okay.
Yes.
He walks outside and steals her car. And
he's got brass.
She is upset in 3 minutes.
How old is he?
29. Yes.
It's Goddard?
Goddard. His name is Anthony Deshaun Goddard. He's 29. Goddard.
Huh.
Yep.
He's got no convictions in North Carolina.
Well, this happened in Charlotte. Well, he's going to now. So she went on TV because they had, at the time of this, I don't know if he's been caught since, but at the time, because this is how dumb this guy is. He's going to have to come into court for the things he got bonded for. So she said to message him because she told the news station, I would say you're stupid. You're the stupidest criminal, and I cannot wait till you get caught because no one is going to bond you out.
And she's going to come off of his bond, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Look, you really do have to be a bail bondsman's car.
Yes.
Now, granted, did she leave the keys in there? Because
that's probably what she did.
Because if she did, I mean, lady, you shouldn't have done that. I'm just saying.
Well, it's Miller time.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Just anxious to hear about Miller time.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm having fun listening to all these stories about dumb criminals.
Oh, it's so entertaining. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
You grew up in a family where there were, I'm sure you heard a lot of stories from Daddy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard a few every now and then, but yeah, that's what makes them criminals because they're not the brightest in the world.
Agreed.
Chris Miller from the Jacksonville Daily News, the sports editor there, and talking about all things sports and around Onslow and surrounding area. So what's hot right now?
Well, Rafer, your Jacksonville Cardinals have some good basketball games tonight at J.H. Rose, and hopefully the Cardinals boys team will get back into contention for their conference. They dropped a couple conference games early in the conference schedule, but they are coming off a nice victory over Northside the other day, so maybe they'll continue that momentum up and get back in their race. And then the girls team is doing really well. They're 11-3, and they're coming off a victory over Northside the other day as well. And they're one of the upper echelon teams in their conference. So it's pretty cool to see when the school has both its boys and girls teams doing really well.
Yes,
so
it's nice.
It's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they play tonight, and it's not a game that we're broadcasting here on Freedom 97.1, but they play in Greenville at Rose High School. So that should be a good game, and it starts at 8:00.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's because usually what you'll have is the JV girls will play at 4, then the JV boys team will play right afterwards. So it's roughly around 4:30, more or less, and then the varsity girls will start, and then the varsity boys. So it does make for some long nights. I mean, there's been nights where I didn't get back didn't leave the gym from a varsity boys game until around 11.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it just there's really not an ideal situation for that. I know a lot of people do complain about those long nights, but they're just logistically it just makes it easier for those four games to be played at one site back to back. So but hopefully it won't be that long of a night for the Cardinals tonight.
Yeah, I hope they can just get in and get her done, come on home.
Exactly. Enjoy the weekend, and then get back at it next week.
Yeah, and they got to go back to Greenville next week too.
Yeah, because and that's usually what they try to do is they'll the D.H. Conley, J.H. Rose, South Central, all those Greenville schools. You try to kind of make a trip to Greenville one week, one day, kind of group them together, and that seems to be what they do.
Okay, sounds good. Then later, early in February, Connolly's actually coming to Jacksonville to also play here.
Yes.
Weird.
So,
Okay.
yeah. In conference play, you do play your in basketball and games where you have multiple games. You do play each other twice. Football, for example, you only play each other once. But
right.
Like in soccer, you'll play each other twice. So yeah, once you kind of get through this group of games, then you'll complete the season with the second group of the second round robin games, and then you go into postseason play. And like I said before, it's January 26th, and before you know it, we'll start talking about baseball season.
I was going to ask you. I'm sure the players are out there warming up on their own, but not as a team yet. But when do they actually start as a team?
The first spring practices will start here actually probably in about 3 weeks or so. It's usually middle of February when they start, and then the regular season will start a few weeks after that. So probably the first week of March, maybe February 28th. But it's going to be here, and then before you know it, there will be the summertime, and we'll start talking about high school.
I have a question for you. Why? Okay, the question is why. I was told to ask you why the Southwest and Jacksonville girls don't play each other. Both were among the best in the East. And you can guess who that question came from.
I've asked that question too, and a lot of times, because I know the Southwest and Jacksonville boys teams played because they both kind of need some games to fill on their schedule because the Jackson football team went pretty deep in went in the playoffs, and so they missed a couple of their games. But yeah, it'd be fun to see Southwest Onslow and Jacksonville High School girls basketball teams play each other. I think it would be a great game. They're two of our best girls high school basketball teams that we have here in Onslow County and Eastern North Carolina. So it'd be a great game to play. And they just schedule wise, they just weren't able to make it work out this year.
Maybe an exhibition game next year.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
A preseason game even.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
That'd be all right.
Well, and these teams do some scrimmages before. You're really not allowed to kind of have those type of games during the season just because it's not school sanctioned, and if a kid gets hurt, you have a lot of legal stuff that you have to worry about. But it'd be pretty neat, if they would have scrimmaged or something like that, that would have been pretty cool. But maybe next year.
Okay, that makes sense. That does
that would
make
be
sense.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
As always.
Have a great
All right,
weekend.
thank you. We'll talk to you guys next week.
You got it. Thank you. Take a quick break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. More dumb crooks when we come back.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only comfort protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at Floor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Harky Darky, we're back. We're back in the saddle again, and you got some more dumb crook news, so right?
Yes. All right. I'm reading one. Okay, this is recent. This just got posted an hour from Polk County, and I don't have my glasses on. So y'all know, everyone knows I love the Polk County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. And they're out of Florida. And I'm telling you what, this is the most entertaining Facebook page I think I have ever seen in my life. You guys seriously need to check humor. They use cartoons. It is epic. So anyway, there was a local rapper named Yanni, and he composed a diss track about another guy in the community, I guess. And so basically, for those that don't know, a diss track is like a rap song that belittles someone else. So this wasn't like a kumbaya song. Okay, this was like, I hate you or you're terrible or whatever. So the Scorn Man went to a Popeyes restaurant with 3 friends. They met with Yanni and his buddy, whose name was Joe, and words were exchanged. Yanni whipped out a gun, a brass cylinder propulsion device, and pointed at the 4 friends, while Joel also displayed a brass cylinder, basically a gun, in his waistband. They say for algorithms, a brass cylinder, but they can't on Facebook or they'll get kicked off. That's what the sheriff's office put a disclaimer up here. So a deputy just happened to be driving by, and the 4 friends flagged him down. The deputy went in and they found out that everything would be happening. So they were arrested for trying to fight, shoot, whatever word you want to use, in the Bojangles, the opposing rappers. So then it gets better. So Mr. Yanni's gun had the serial number scratched off.
Oh my.
And the other one that the other had been taken without permission, I'm assuming stolen, from a whole nother county in 2021. It gets better. Yanni and Joel were also felons.
This is going to get stacked up here real fast.
So they have now a whole more crime. So the moral of this story, according to Sheriff Grady Judd, is don't diss and rap and then try to have a beef in the Bojangles with the people that you don't like and then display guns when you're a felon, but in the middle of the daytime when likely there theoretically will be more police presence out just by general nature. Yeah. Ridiculous. But my favorite one is in Illinois. And this goes to why I say, seriously, we need grammar in school.
Yeah.
Illinois, a 40-year-old guy, they didn't name him. I wish they had. He went to a bank, handed the bank teller a threatening note. I'm gonna spell this, okay? I'm gonna read it, then I'm gonna spell how he did it. Be quick, be quit. It should be quiet because the police wrote in here that it should be quiet. Give your cash or I'll shoot. The be quit. I mean, I'm sorry. I would have laughed. I would have, and I know I would have. He did not produce a weapon, just his wonderful note. So the bank teller smirked a little and handed him $400. All she gave him. Yeah, I know. You know she had more in that drawer, but whatever. Gets better. This is where the dumb comes. Beside the fact that he couldn't spell, he used his pay stub
to write the
note on.
Yeah.
Half of it.
It's not the first guy to do that, by the way.
Right.
And the other half, complete with his name and address, the detectives found outside of the bank on the ground. Moron.
Yeah, how many times have they dropped their driver's license or left a wallet behind?
I mean, if you're going to commit a crime like that, be smart about it.
They're not crooks.
Like, seriously, be smart about it. And the only other one that I saw in here that really just made me chuckle, and I don't know how the cops maintained a straight face. I just don't.
Generally, they laugh behind your back.
So this took place in South Africa. So there was a house in Johannesburg. Called the police and it said somebody broke into our house. We need the police. We think that things are missing, etc. The police come in and they sit down on the couch and they're talking to the homeowner and they're taking a report. For whatever reason, the homeowner looks down and the burglar is half under and behind the couch, laying there, thinking no one can see him.
Oh my God.
His head was right near the policeman's legs. The policeman jumped off the couch, arrested the guy, and the guy had stolen jewelry and cameras on him, I guess. The police apparently fell out laughing, and they had a hard time at first thinking about how dumb and stupid this guy was, told him he was, etc. I mean, really? That's the best place you could hide? I mean, he heard them coming in. You can't find a closet, something?
He panicked.
How did he fit? I just wonder what kind of couch this was. I'm just curious.
Don't know.
But anyway, so that's what I got.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to take a break, and I'm going to take my leave.
Yep.
And Kelly's going to slide over here.
Yep.
I guess you're going to take over.
Yep.
And you remember where the pots are?
I do.
Good. So I'll be back on Monday morning. All of us will.
I will not. I have my DC
two
trip.
of us will be.
Yeah.
Two of us will be.
And you may be, because you might get DC may be snowed in. You never know.
I hope not. I don't think so.
Now we've got a slate of
Sadly.
guests again next week.
Yep.
Oh, good. We'll
So
talk about that.
talk about that.
Yeah. After we get back from our little.
We need to talk about
break.
sports talk.
You are
coming
live and
up.
local, Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. The ladies will return in about 2 minutes.
It's Rick Dees, and don't forget about Sports Talk with Chris Rayner. Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Great interviews, the latest in local, college, and pro sports, Chris Rayner is number one. Find Chris right here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME.
Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, Lee, can you hear me in your headphones? Okay.
All right, there we go. We're up and running.
Okay. Yeah, Rayford changed the color coding because I couldn't tell if I'm heared or not. Okay. We were just talking about something. I don't remember what. Oh, you had some sports talk information.
Yeah, you might want to hit that button.
Which one?
The one where we can hear ourselves. Yeah, there you go. I know when you've not done it in a while.
It's been a little while. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I know that's me. I have nightmares about it. Okay. Sports talk. Coming up on Sports Talk with our very own Chris Rayner this morning will be co-host Brian Bailey and card crazy sports guy Tom Hatchell, and they'll be chatting about sports, everything happening in the wide world of sports. So be sure to stay tuned, listening to that. If you're on the radio, it's on 97.1 FM, 1120 AM. You can also go to our website, WSME971.com. And they're also on Facebook at Freedom 97.1 WSME. So it's always an entertaining show listening to those gentlemen talk about sports. And next week, as far as upcoming guests next week, and we're still filling in a few slots here and there, Tony Padgett, he's a candidate for Onslow County Commissioner, will be in the studio Monday morning at 7:30. You know, he used to be a county commissioner back in the day, but he'll be in the studio Monday morning. Tuesday at 8:05, we have Wyatt Gable. He's running for the North Carolina House, and he's running in District 14, which is occupied by George Cleveland. And so those two also will be at the debates today at, what time is that one? 2 o'clock, I think it was. No, later. Let me see. I wrote it down. Yes, that one starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So, and then Thursday, of course, Wednesday, we have our Healthcare Wednesday. Thursday is Philip Williams will be in the studio. He's running for the Board of Education. And Jefferson Griffin, I'm sure you remember him, Judge Jefferson Griffin. He ran for North Carolina judge seat. And of course, he's running for re-election. I think he's running unopposed, but Judge Griffin he likes Onslow County. He's been here a lot and really puts himself out there for the people.
No, I don't think I've heard of him.
And then Friday, we have Debbie Edwards. She's with that 3D ultrasound, Peak Ultrasound.
Mhm.
And that's a service that she puts out there. Like she goes to people's homes, say you want an ultrasound on your baby.
Mm-hmm.
And she does that. And she's going to be explaining a lot of that to us about in some of the profits, some of the nonprofit stuff that she's going to be doing to raise funds and money for pregnant women. And then later in that morning, we'll have Jack Clark, who's running for state auditor. So we have a lot of people running for state office that's reaching out to us. And, it's kind of nice to hear from them, because you ever go into the ballot booth and the voting booth, and you go in there and you're giving your ballot, and you've got all these people on the ballot and you have no clue who they are.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, who do I pick?
Mm-hmm.
And it's, so I learned over the years, to always research, but some of these races have a lot of Republicans. Look at Lieutenant Governor. Goodness gracious. Look at Attorney General. Do you actually know the names that are going to be on the ballot? And
I know one of them.
Yeah.
Because
I know.
he's from my
He's
town.
your sheriff. Yes.
So yes.
Yeah, so it's been interesting. I like being able to see, we've had some come in here that libertarians, and we'll have some Democrats coming in soon. And I like that we have a large playing field. The playing field is growing.
And I like that people are coming on, because, you just absolutely do not need to vote for somebody simply because of the letter behind their name. Because to be honest, the letter honestly is irrelevant in my opinion, because, even in with letters behind names, not everyone has the same opinion. Not everyone, believes whatever. Some have their own agenda. I think it's very important, no matter what the race is, for a person to do their own opinion, and, don't vote for somebody because your friend tells you to, or social media tells you to, or whatever. Do it because they represent something that matters to you.
Right.
So, and in this day and age, the age of media, digital media and social platforms and everything else, it is not difficult to find information out on anybody.
We'll just remind everyone that you have different groups that are going to be endorsing different people.
Yeah.
Just for an example, and I'm putting it out there, the Republican Men's Club have already made some endorsements for commissioner.
Yeah.
And I think Board of Education, have they done any endorsements there? I'm not sure. I think they did one. Just know that these are clubs.
Yeah.
Republican men get together and they have fundraisers to raise money to help Republican people, get in.
Correct.
And that's their thoughts. And I don't know that the Republican women will be doing that. The GOP does not take any part in a primary. They sit back, and whoever the primary winners are, then they go from there. But you have different other type of political action groups that will go out there. They'll be at the polls, or they'll post on social media, this is who we are endorsing. Remember that this is who they picked. But you need, take a look at what they've got, but you need to research all your candidates and know that everybody's got somebody endorsing them here or there. Does that make them the best person for the job, in your opinion? Maybe not. Maybe yes. So research.
I agree with that. All right. We have a caller. Good morning, caller. Who's this? Hello? Okay. They hung up. And another thing to state as well, that these clubs, like the Republican Men's Club, Republican Women's Club, are not divisions of the Republican Party of Onslow County. They're just clubs.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, yes, they're Republicans, and a lot of them are active in the party.
Well, you have
but they're
Democrat,
not party
right.
sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't operate under the Republican Party.
They don't operate under the platform in the
Correct.
rules of
Yeah.
that. Like the GOP here in Onslow County, that's an organization.
Correct.
And they're sanctioned under the state GOP.
Correct.
Now your clubs are also recognized by the state GOP, but they do not have to follow the same rules that your organizations follow.
Right.
So it's the Republican men, the Republican women, the Democratic men's club, the Democratic women's club. It wants to get out and endorse like this person over another. That's just what they do.
But the Republican Party cannot in a primary endorse just one candidate.
Not unless now, if there was like 4 open slots, like there was commissioners,
Right.
and there was only 4 people running
Mhm.
or less, them. But when you get into a playing field where there's more people seats open, then you need to take a seat back.
Right. So you're saying if there were only 4 seats, the Republican Party could only, and there were 4 Republicans running, they only have to pick one to endorse?
No, they can pick all 4. They should pick all
Right.
4. But if there's 5 running, then somebody's not going to win. So they
Yeah.
need to stay out of it.
Right.
The best rule of thumb is just stay out of the primaries.
Oh, I agree. Why
Yeah.
why wouldn't you?
Right.
Because the primaries select who goes to the general.
That's right.
So the general is when,
Each party comes out.
Each party
and
comes out with their
endorses-
people. Yes.
Right. And
Yeah.
backs those candidates.
Okay. All right. Well, we want to thank everybody. It is time for sports talk, and I will be gone next week to Washington, D.C. to a conference, but I will try to check in, Lee, with you guys periodically. We'll see. But everyone have a safe weekend. Be careful in the rain. We're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Have a great weekend.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.